Good morning, everybody. Hello, and welcome to 10987. Welcome to August 7th. I hope you guys are having a really good day and you are enjoying the first week of the 8th month of this year. This year is flying by. They say time flies when you're having fun. I must be having fun because, man, time is grooving and moving, baby. So I hope you guys are having a good Tuesday and you enjoyed your Monday. You're looking forward to a great weekend. I know I am. We have some really great things that are coming up this weekend that I am extremely excited for and looking forward to. However, I did want to touch base real quick, and I wanted to go over a quote that I read this morning by the infamous Will Rogers, and which I really think this kind of could hit home for everybody. I think everybody can kind of take what they want to take with it, but I think there's something for everyone to take if you're able to. It's up to you. So Will Rogers says, "The worst thing that happens to you may be the best thing for you if you don't let it get the best of you." So I'll go over that again. I needed to read it twice myself. The worst thing that happens to you may be the best thing for you if you don't let it get the best of you. So in regards to that, a lot of things happen to us, and unfortunately we see it. Sometimes we perceive it as such a terrible thing, whether it be a loss of a friend or a loss of a loved one or a relationship ending or a job being lost or a band ending or a project ending, maybe a house being taken away or your electricity being shut off, maybe a big fight between you and somebody in your family. There's these things, and unfortunately sometimes they're variables and we can't do anything about it. It's something that we receive, and again, how we move forward is based on how we react to that specific thing that happens to us. So a lot of times, and it's interesting for people to see from an outside perspective. So sometimes I've had people come up to me after something happened to me and I was wallowing in doubt, or maybe I was stuck in a little bit of a sad or depressed mode trying to figure out why it happened or what I need to do about it or how I can react or how I deal with the collateral damage or the collateral impact. And sometimes it's good to have those friends and those family with an objective perspective on the outside looking in saying, listen, I think this is really great for you. I think you dodged a bullet here. I think it's really going to help you in the future. Now, you can really apply that to anything. I've had jobs end, and I wasn't necessarily ready for them to end on my terms, but they ended anyway because they realized that I kind of wanted to end it, and they wanted to end it first. And it kind of took me by surprise, and I felt a little bad about that. I was like, oh, well, that kind of sucks. It throws things, kind of throws a wrench in the plans. But ultimately, was it a bad thing to happen? No, it wasn't. It was a good thing to happen. But unfortunately, sometimes we get wrapped up in the collateral damage that we can't see the good part about it, the freedom that comes along with losing a job. And I know it sounds counterproductive to quote-unquote lose a job and that to give you freedom. But fortunately, that's exactly how it works. So, for example, let's say I spend 40 to 45 hours a week going to a job. That 45 hours a week I've invested and I can't get that time back. And I really don't think people pay you for your skill. I think people pay you for your time. So make sure that you figure out how much you're worth so you can make your time worth as much as you can possibly make it worth, and you can afford to do what you want to do in the time that you have. However, when you find yourself terminated from a position, a lot of times we fall into a state of fear, a state of worry. We have bills, we have mortgages, we have electricity to keep on and internet to keep running and all of these things that we need to keep moving and grooving in a way that keeps the machine moving forward, and that whole thing is fueled by the income that we have from a specific job that we just lost. So now all the income coming in is gone. It's only what we're sitting on our savings, and hopefully that's enough to run the machine forward until I can find another source. And a lot of stress sets in, a lot of anxiety sets in. But fortunately, if you really look at it and you take away all those minor details that build up into product, we realize that it actually frees us. Now we're free. We have 40 to 45 hours a week that we can do whatever we want to do with it. So take your time and make those right decisions. Don't jump into something because you feel afraid that you don't have something that's fueling the machine. Jump into something because you're passionate. Take that time and figure out what you want to do. And once you realize that the amount of freedom that comes along with loss is immeasurable, you'll start to understand how blessed you may actually be when you find out that you've lost that friend, lost that relationship, lost that job. A lot of times when we're faced with some of the biggest, most perilous things in our entire life, we're so focused on what we've lost, we can't see what we've gained. I've been there myself. I find myself there a lot, focusing on the past and what could have been, what should have been, what would have been, and then taking all that time and investing that time in the past when I should be investing that time in the present, investing a part of that time in the future about where I want to go. The way that your future works is it's an invitation by you. You invite it. You invite the future to your life. So if you think that ahead of you is nothing but sadness and despair and loss, guess what? That's what you're going to get. And it's not that you don't receive sadness, despair, and loss when you're chasing something amazing, but you just don't focus on it as much. Now, with that sadness, despair, and loss also comes great things. It comes happiness. It comes success. It comes gain. But if you're so focused on the sadness, despair, and loss, that's what you're going to see, and that's what you're going to believe the universe is giving you. Ultimately, life is just going to be life, and then you're going to interpret it the way you want to interpret it. We do what we want to do, see what we want to say. That's how it works, man. Remember MC Hammer, Adam's Family 2, Family Values, really good song. You gotta check that shit out. But ultimately, if we can look at the greatest losses in our life and we can find the positive aspect to it, we can understand that actually it's probably a beneficial thing. I don't want to be in a relationship that person doesn't want to be in a relationship with me. I don't want to go to a job if that job doesn't want me there. I don't want to be involved in that band if that band doesn't want me there. How good does it feel to be wanted? How good does it feel to feel wanted, to feel blessed, to feel invited, to feel welcome in regards to a group or a community? It feels wonderful, doesn't it? Now, how does it feel to fight to be a part of a group that you feel doesn't want you? How does it feel to fight to be part of a relationship where you feel that that partner doesn't want you? It's really tough. It's exhausting. But we hold on for some odd reason, and it's so hard for us to let go sometimes. Sometimes the best thing to do is just to let go and let be what will be. There was a time, probably about 1.5 years ago, that I put my own relationship on the line because I didn't want to run into any static with what I thought could potentially be a third-party partner. So I risked my entire relationship and put it on the line and said, if there's something going on, just let me know and I will walk away. 100%. I will walk away from the greatest relationship that I've ever been a part of because I don't want to be involved in anything crazy. I don't want to be involved in scandal or lies or deception. I don't want to be involved in that, and I put it on the line. I risked it. And they could have easily said, yes, that's what we want you to do, but they didn't. They said, no, that's not what we want you to do. You need to hold on to that thing that you love so much. So I grabbed a hold of it again. Ultimately, to find out that in the end, they should have both said yes. And I see that as a massive loss. But I also see that as a massive gain because of this. The kind of people that you want in your life are truthful and honest and transparent with you, especially when it comes to matters of the heart, the mind, the soul, and the body. You want those people to be 100% upright. You want them to be upfront. You want them to be truthful and honest with you. So if you find people in your life that are deceiving you and perhaps manipulating you, don't worry if the world takes them away from you in a relationship. Don't worry if you lose that friendship. Don't worry if you lose that connection. Thank whoever. Thank the universe. Count your blessings and realize that there are 7.4 billion people on the face of the planet. And as much as I see a lot of evil in the world, there's a lot of beauty in the world too and a lot of love. So if we focus on the things that we lost, our greatest losses, and that's what we focus on, and we don't take the lesson with us, and we don't understand that we can use that as a platform to freedom, we can use that as a platform, a springboard, if you will, to something new and exciting and invigorating. If we don't see that and we just wallow in the loss, then we miss the opportunity to spring into something beautiful in the future. Will Rogers was a smart man. So lastly, one more time, the worst thing that happens to you may be the best thing for you if you don't let it get the best of you. Don't let it beat you down. Don't let it tear you up. Don't let it take away your spark. Don't let it rip your happiness away. Don't let it take away your motivation. Don't let it take away your drive. Don't let it do that because you're allowing it to do that. If that happens, it's not the event's fault that you gave up. The event is just the event. Everything that happens after that is your choice. So make it a good one. And realize that sometimes that loss could be the greatest thing that could have ever happened to you. Be thankful for it. Enjoy it. Honor it. Embrace it. And make it your own. We all have the opportunity to do that. Every single one of us. And once you realize how powerful you are, you realize how much easier it is. I love you guys. You have a good day. Stay out of trouble. Peace and love and above all that other stuff. Lots of happiness. Happy Tuesday. And we'll see you soon. Pizza.